Hello everybody, welcome to the series on what was happening in the business world when we were sleeping last night. Well, in this episode, we are going to talk through something that came up over the weekend. PhonePe is acquiring ZestMoney. Now, if you are remotely interested in business news, you would have already read about this, right? But in this video, we are going to talk through 3 learnings coming out of that scenario. I'm also going to ask you a few questions along the way in this video. Try to answer them, and I'm sure that your knowledge in the space of M&A and also your knowledge in the space of fintech world will definitely increase. If you are learning something from this video, please click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Now let's continue with the first point that I want to highlight is acquisitions. Why do companies go and acquire other companies? Johnson & Johnson has acquired Abiomed last month for close to $16 billion. Now, what Johnson & Johnson was acquiring was Abiomed's capability, its ability to produce or manufacture heart pumps. Heart pumps are used to treat heart failure conditions, and that particular capability is not with the giant Johnson & Johnson. So it's going and acquiring Abiomed for $16 billion. So this is a capability-led acquisition. On the other hand, Walgreens, which is one of the biggest medical shop chains in the US, has acquired Summit Health. Now, Summit Health is like a primary care hospitals chain. Now, Walgreens did not acquire a capability by going and acquiring Summit Health. It is going to now distribute its medicine, or it is going to push its medicine to the patients that are coming for Summit Health. And that is acquiring customer base itself. That is the Summit Health's customer base. While Johnson & Johnson is a capability-led acquisition, Walgreens is a customer-led acquisition, and PhonePe has 400 million customers right now. On the other hand, ZestMoney has only 17 to 18 million customers, so that's less than 5%. So this is definitely not going to be a customer-led acquisition. It's not going to acquire ZestMoney for its customer base. PhonePe has enough of them. So it is all about the capability-led acquisition. Now, what do you think is the capability that PhonePe is acquiring by going and getting ZestMoney on board? That's your question number 1. Think through it, pause it, and answer the question in the comments box. The second thing that I want to highlight is whenever there is an economic downturn, right, like what we are experiencing right now, acquisitions create a lot more shareholder value. For example, Johnson & Johnson's shareholders get a lot more value by acquiring Abiomed in this particular economic downturn compared to probably what they would have got if they have acquired in 2018, 2019 kind of scenario. Why is that the case? Because in an economic downturn scenario, there are a lot more companies that are up for sale. Because the economy is not good, customers are not spending, and also these companies are not getting investments. So there are a lot more companies up for sale, and the acquiring companies like PhonePe have a lot of options, so they can choose wisely which company to go and acquire. That's number 1. The second thing is something called as distress sale. For example, ZestMoney was valued at close to $400 million last year, and now PhonePe is able to go and acquire them for $200 to $300 million only. The valuation has dropped. Hence, it is called a distress sale. Now, why don't you answer this question? What is distress sale in your opinion? Please again pause the video, answer it in the comments box. Now, moving on to the third learning in this video, that's about the fintech space itself. Now, PhonePe is a giant with 400 million customers, and it captures close to 47% of the entire transaction share in the UPI space. Still, PhonePe revenues are not that high. It's 1600 crore revenues is probably 40 rupees per customer. The customer lifetime value is relatively low. Now, how is PhonePe going and getting revenues, the 1600 crore revenue, when government says that, hey, you cannot charge a customer for a UPI transaction? What are the different avenues for PhonePe to get its revenue? Think through it for a second, pause the video and answer. Now, PhonePe is getting its revenues through multiple ways. Number 1 is advertisers. There are advertisers on its platform. If you go and open PhonePe app, you will see Swiggy. You will see Myntra. Now, if you go click on that Swiggy app, Swiggy will give a small commission to PhonePe because it is leading traffic to Swiggy. Similarly, Myntra will give a small percentage of revenues to PhonePe. So that is your advertiser-led revenues and commissions. The second way how PhonePe is also getting revenues is through they are in the space of selling mutual funds as well. So that's the second way. Now, one of the biggest ways these guys can make revenue is through issuing credit. That is, you and I get some free credit, right? And that's what ZestMoney does. Now, through these credit lines, if they open these credit lines to its customers, there are two ways it gets revenues. Number one, by charging customers processing fee, then transaction fee, then EMI interest fee, so on and so forth. And also, if you use that credit to go buy something on Flipkart or to go buy something on Amazon, you will also get revenue from the Amazon itself because they are using the credit line from ZestMoney or PhonePe. So you get revenues from both these sides, and that's huge. Hence, PhonePe wants to go and acquire ZestMoney. Now, I hope you answered these three questions along the way, and I'm sure you would have picked up at least one or two learnings along this video. Please go ahead, click on the like button and also share it with a friend or two. Would help us to reach out to more people. Take care guys. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.